Tonight, Twin Cities landlord faces new complaints over what tenants call unfixed problems in their apartments.
Back in January, a renter showed WCCO strangers living in her building and drug items that litter the halls. Since then, a former tenant in another building contacted us about unwelcome roommates living in his walls. Liz Collin investigated how renters can get results.
They've been here probably 3-4 months.
Kyle Burrows didn't expect the company at his place on Bryant Avenue South in Minneapolis.
They're crazy noisy.
Especially guests with so much to say.
Oh, they're loud. They go in and out.
Burrows says at least 2 squirrels call his walls home.
They dug into the inside of the wall and they live there.
But with what else he's documented, raucous rodents don't even register.
I can deal with these guys.
Like needles littering the parking lot.
I'd find people sleeping in the basement, all kinds of stuff.
And mailboxes WCCO spotted wide open with no locks, awaiting repair. Burrows told us they stayed that way for days.
Once I started asking around and talking to people, Terry's name came up left and right.
Burrows is one of several renters who reached out to WCCO after we visited another Terry Persaud property just a mile away with similar problems. Drug litter, knives, and a razor blade in the hallway, and cockroaches once crawling on the floor.
I don't feel safe here anymore.
City inspectors had cited the Harriet Avenue address more than 200 times in 15 years.
I've seen what happens when you complain here. You get ran out.
We found more than 100 violations at Burrows' building.
Are you the owner of this building?
For days, Terry Persaud didn't return our calls about these latest complaints. When WCCO spotted him outside in his SUV, he denied being in charge.
No, I don't own the building. What the Get out of my face.
Persaud later told us by phone Burrows didn't pay his rent on time and that he had never entered any formal complaints online. Burrows told us he raised concerns in person, but without results, he no longer bothered.
At a human level, it's not safe. It's not healthy. It's not sanitary.
Attorney Michael Coxon has been on a mission since law school to make sure renters know their rights. He is not representing the tenants who contacted us. But for anyone with landlord disputes, Coxon suggests taking pictures and collecting items as evidence.
We can all describe things in a subjective way, and it maybe sounds bad or not so bad, but you should assume the landlord's going to say, oh, everything's great. So how can you demonstrate in a very physical way to the judge what you're experiencing at home?
He also encourages renters to report problems to city inspectors to add to the paper trail. In many cases, Coxon says complaint forms filed in court can be resolved in less than a month if tenants show they're serious.
You get to live in a pest-free, rodent-free, mold-free house. That's just the deal.
Well, the rodents here showed no signs of going anywhere anytime soon. Burrows moved out shortly after our visit, ready, he says, for a new view. In Minneapolis, Liz Collin, WCCO 4 News.
Persaud agreed to do a sit-down interview with us 2 weeks ago. It hasn't happened. Coxon says a tight rental market often makes issues worse. We asked the city of Minneapolis what it does with landlords with repeat violations. In a statement, a spokesperson says the city inspects properties to provide safe and livable spaces for residents. Along with routine inspections, inspectors respond to all complaints. Property managers and owners are required to address violations found during these inspections. Starting in June, renters in buildings that have their licenses revoked can get part of their move to a new apartment paid for. And you can find more resources to help renters on WCCO.com.